Inhale, step 1 foot back at a time to downward facing dog. Grounding through your heels. So you're going to do a little flow here where you'll shift your weight forwards to high plank. You're going to exhale back to dog as I taught you before. Right hand to outer left leg. Look out towards the left. Good. Inhale, send your weight forwards to plank. So it becomes one movement. Exhale, left hand to outer right shin leg, wherever it lands. Well done. Inhale, come to plank again. Maybe you need to support it with your knees, otherwise lower down through chaturanga, because there's always options available. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Open up the heart space. And then exhale, lower down. Good. Now when you come up this time, tuck your toes in anticipation. Push the floor away, come back through child's pose, forehead lands, and then I want you to wave it on up, so it's a wave like down dog. So it's soft at the knees, because today's class is all about just flowing more in your life, flowing more in your breath, flowing in your movement. So your knees rise, and then all you're going to do is slowly wave the tailbone up towards the rooftop. It's a much gentler approach to down dog. Good. Take a deep knee bend, so your knees hover above the floor. Good, and then push your heels back. So we're just activating the core 3 times. So bend the knees, hover them above the mat. So it's like a little bear posture, and then exhale, heels back to down dog. And one more time, hover the knees above the floor, and exhale back to dog. This time it'll just be a micro knee bend and right foot steps to the top of the mat. Good. Go ahead now and just place your right hand on your knee, lower your back knee, and come and join me with 2 hands. Good. Inhale your breath, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale the breath, take your hands to the small of your back. So just as we were doing standing up, as well as in camel, inhale. See if you can drop the pelvis down towards the floor as your chest rises. Good. So you should get a really deep hip flexor stretch. Inhale. Let's re-establish really good groundwork here. So arms are above shoulders. Exhale, right hand comes to the floor as we just flow with the breath. Think of like a body of water. Inhale, hands rise again. Let's see if we can take the opposite hand down towards the floor. Good. Inhale, 2 hands, palms face out. Shift your foot in just a touch so you can tuck your back toe, and we're going to rise on up. Excellent. Okay. Inhale, spread your wings. Good. Bring them to the small of the back. Gently allow your eye gaze to rise. Good. Inhale, hands rise again. Exhale, right arm reaches down towards the floor as we see shape that spine just a touch, getting deeper into the psoas now, so it's behind the hip flexor. Inhale to rise, steady, and then exhale, the left hand comes down towards the floor, looking down. So the option here is hand to back of thigh. So that's where you might want to go if you want a deeper stretch here and a little twist. Very nice. Inhale to lift. Good. You ready for a little balance movement? Exhale, you're going to shift your weight forwards, quite strong in that front thigh. Anyone prepared for takeoff? You look like you all are. What airline are you going to fly? Come with me. Come forward, so you're just going to push off for me, and then just lightly lift. So it's back leg, raises off the floor, fingertips reaching back behind you, and then inhale, step yourself back once again. High lunge, and exhale, lower down to floor. Beautiful. So just framing the front foot here with your hands. Good. Tucking your back toe and stepping back to downward facing dog. All the way back to the back of the mat. Good. Just gently walking out the heels as much as you need to. So breath moves in. We're going to come to that high plank position or supported plank. Exhale, knees or toes as we lower down. Good. Inhale, little baby cobra. Eye gaze looks up, or full upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, lowering yourselves down. Once again, you tuck the toes in anticipation. Push yourself back through child's pose first, and that wave-like impression, so you're lifting up through the tailbone and pressing your heels back very gently and carefully. Good, so we're going to do 3 rounds of bear. So remember, we come forwards, knees hover above the floor, core is strong. Exhale back to dog. Now if you don't like that option, it feels too strong on your wrists or your shoulders, pop your knees to the floor. So you could do the same movement just here with knees down to support you a bit more. Exhale, you still get to work your core, of course. Just got to look after your own bodies. One more time. It's nice to be able to come to classes like this where you can just take it at your own pace. Exhale, push back. Good, so this time, bend knees, left foot steps to the top of the mat. Good, hand comes to thigh, back knee lands, 2 hands come up. Good, so you're just scooping the tailbone under. Take a deep breath in. Good, deep breath out. Hands spray around the body. Hands to small of back. Draw your chest up towards the sky. Good, let's take a deep breath in again. Circle overhead. Good, left hand drifts down towards the floor as we take that beautiful C shape of the spine. Excellent. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, right hand comes back down towards the floor. Steadying the balance. Inhale to rise. You know what to do. You're going to shift this front foot back a touch. So when you rise, easy balance. Come on up. Good. So coming into this crescent pose now, open the arms, steady balance, look forward so you've got somewhere to focus. Pressure through here, but no pressure through your lower back. So squeezing the bottom, opening the heart space. Steady. Inhale. Exhale, sway, left hand towards floor. Opening into that C shape. Inhale, rise again. So remember the option, exhale, right hand comes down towards the floor or to the back of the thigh, peer over the back shoulder and you get a little bit of a twist at the same time. Very nice. Inhale to lift. Going down the elevator, exhale all the way to the ground floor. So your knee comes down. Good. Hands frame the front foot. Step to the back of the mat. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. I'm going to take our time. I'm going to shift to the top of the mat. 1 foot at a time, or maybe 2 steps, or some of you might be feeling more courageous to take a little hop to the top. Excellent. Halfway look up. Exhale, land. Bend your knees, open up through the chest, open up the arms. Good. Breathe them back behind you. Good. Breathe them back out towards the sides. Good. So we're going to take the left foot back behind us, hands behind us, prepare for takeoff. So lifting the back thigh, looking forwards. If you don't like this pose, you could keep your toe on the floor. Good, and you're going to sweep it with your arms and your feet. Marry up. Inhale, chair pose. Good. Palms press at the top. Fan the arms around the body. Hands will come either here or clasp. If that's better for you, little bend to the knees, open up the chest, arch the spine, pin back. And then hands return to your heart space into namaste. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Separate your heels just a little bit. That's it. Try to earth your body. So you want to really feel like the 4 quadrants of your feet are earthed. Take a deep breath in. Circle the arms overhead. Lead with the heart space. Not an intrusive breath as you exhale. Create that pathway. Open up through the mouth. Crown towards the floor. Inhale, halfway look up. Exhale, soften down. Stepping 1 foot back at a time to downward facing dog. So we've got those 3 bear postures, or you come down onto your knees and then press back to dog, your choice. So inhale, hover the knees, strong through the core. Now you really want to draw your inner arms toward each other, strong and stable through the shoulders. Press back to dog. So remember the option, the obvious one is if you're not coming to bear pose with knees hovering, his knees connected. So come forwards, brace belly. Try not to hold your breath. Exhale, push back. Good. Let's get strong again. Knees come down, hovering or touching. Inner arms pulling toward each other like magnets. And exhale, push back. Strong through the body. Good. Now we're going to bend the knees. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Lower the back knee. Hands come to the thigh. Inhale as you lift your chest. Drop down. So circling the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come back behind you. See if you can drop down just a little bit deeper this time. Open the heart space. Good. Hands lower, circle above you. Come back to that neutral. Exhale, right hand comes down towards the floor. Good. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, left hand comes down towards the floor. Good. Inhale, arms rise. Slide this foot in a little closer, tuck your back toe, lift up. So we're just going to go straight into the sway position. So right hand sways towards the floor, getting a deeper stretch through the hamstring as well as through the hip flexor. Psoas, come on up. Exhale, left hand comes back down or to the back of the thigh. Eye gaze looks over back shoulder. Good. Inhale, we rise again. Good. Exhale as we come forwards. Chest moves ahead of us. Now we've got the option to pick up the back leg as you just learnt in this pose, or take hold of your back foot and inhale up to dynamic dancer's pose. So something a little different. Of course, if you just wanted to stay in warrior 3, arms out behind you. So lots of opportunities to do what works for you. Good. We're going to take that back foot wherever it is and step it so it's a little closer to us into a high lunge. Hands rise. Good. This time bring your hands to frame the front foot. Shift the weight slightly. We're not going away just yet because we're going to bring this back foot in a little closer. Turn the heel in for pyramid. Good. So this is good for our hamstrings now as we flow with breath. Inhale, chest rises just a little. Exhale, we soften. Inhale. So what I'm going to do for the next 2, you can either just stay with the flat back or work with me here. And as you inhale, you're going to flow your right arm up to the sky. So you come into the twisted triangle. You don't have to do that though. You could just do a flat back extension. Exhale, right hand comes back down. Listen carefully. Either going into your flat back or transitioning your right hand inside your right foot. Left arm rises to the rooftop. And we flow into triangle pose. You might need to separate your feet just a touch if you feel they're too close. Good. Exhale, hand falls back over. Re-square your hips for me. Bend your front knee. Drop in through those hips. Low lunge. Eye gaze looks forwards. Exhale, push back, down dog. All the way up. Breathe out. Now you can opt out here, you could take a little break, breather, knees to forward child's pose, or you can come for just a general flow, shoulders over wrists, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, land. Child's pose, coming back through that wave-like impression, lifting up through tailbone, and just generating lots of heat down our spine as we come into dog. Okay, bend the knees, left foot steps to the top of the mat. Good. Lower the back knee, hands on to clasp. Looking forwards, untuck that toe, eye gaze. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, left hand comes to the floor. So really let your body start to surrender in these poses. Inhale, get more quality out of that. Quality of your breath, quality of your movement. Looking down towards the floor, that's the way. Inhale to lift. So what we want to do is just tuck that toe just a little bit. All the way up. Inhale, left hand sweeps. Good. Rise again. Right arm falls towards the floor or the back of the thigh. Looking over your shoulder if you take that option. Nicely done. Come on up. So here's where we're going to come forward. So you're going to draw the belly forwards. You're either going to be preparing for takeoff, or you're going to catch the inside of the foot, lift your chest and your heart, follow the direction of your heart, hand as your beacon. It stays high as you push the foot back into dynamic dances, or you're just in warrior 3. We're going to let go of this foot. If you're in the dynamic dances, drop down so it's 90 degrees. You got it. Inhale to rise. Now remember, what we want to do is park it. Park the hands, frame the front foot, step this back foot in just enough so that you can turn your toe out, your heel in, and just square your hips towards the front wall. Such an important aspect of pyramid. So your inner thighs are working to magnetize together. At the same time, just ensure that your hips are level. That's so important. So your chest should be still residing over that front thigh. All right, let's take the flow. Inhale, halfway look up. Exhale, soften down. Now either 2 more exactly the same, or inhale, lift your chest, and now lift your left arm towards the sky. So twisted triangle. Exhale, land. Now if you need to shift the foot back a little at the back, because you know you're going to bring your left hand in front of your left foot, either a flat back extension or inhale into triangle trigasana. So right arm to rib top, jut the hips out towards the right side. Beautifully aligned, everyone. Hand comes back down. Breathe out. Re-square your hips for me. Send your back foot away so you can come into low lunge. So you're projecting your heart forwards, thighs active at the back. Step back to down dog. With the mouthful. All the way. So we're going to do a little sequence again as we did in the beginning of our class, where we do the shift forwards to plank, right hand to outer left shin, back to plank, left hand to outer right shin, so one of each. Or you can chill here and just go into child's pose if you opt to. So if you're coming with me, inhale forwards to plank. Exhale, draw your hips up, your right hand comes around to outer left leg. Find that little thoracic spine rotation. That's it. Right hand comes to full high plank. Breath moves in. It's a dynamic movement. Exhale, left hand to outer right leg. Looking underneath right forearm. Perfect. Come forwards to plank and complete that whole flow if you want to, or come back into child's pose if you feel that that's more yours today. For a little breather. Exhale, lower down. Tucking toes for me. Pushing back to child's pose, and then wave-like impression as you draw hips and sit bones up. Flare the hips and sit bones to dog. Good. So we're going to take a few steps to the top of the mat, or 2, or a hop. You choose your level. Inhale, halfway look up. Exhale, soften. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms go wide. This is your wide and tense pose. Hands reach back behind you, so really energizing the legs, but utilizing the flow of breath to make it a little bit easier. Sweep the arms down towards the floor. Inhale, so it's high chair. Beautiful. Tuck your tail, drop in. Work for the arms to come high. That's the way. And then come all the way. Catch your breath as you do, as well as the view from above. Tip back. Good, and then come back to your hands at the heart space. Well done. How are you all doing? Yeah, I know. Full on sequence, but you're doing well. But you're noticing it's quite strong, but at the same time you're using the breath to move through it. And I move you through it at such a pace that you forget that you're working so hard. It's awesome. All right. Now that I've had a little chat to you, a little commercial break, let's continue. Take a deep breath in, circle arms overhead. Bend your knees and exhale, fold the body in half. Inhale, halfway look up, eye gaze looks forwards. Exhale, soften to the earth, chest to thighs, head hangs low. Step back 1 foot at a time to downward facing dog. Okay, so 2 options today. Either sending your right, so I'll give you option 1 first. Your right knee comes forward as if you were just going into just a single pigeon. So right knee to right thumb, and then you're just going to sit here with your hands on either side of you. However, you want something a little cool. You're going to lift up your right foot, place it on top. So what you're essentially doing is just a little right angle position here in a dog position. So it's a little bit more advanced. It's up to you if you want to give it a go. So you've just hooked the right foot up onto the left thigh, flexing the big toe back and drawing your right knee away from your right shoulder. So that's the first part of your move, and then you're going to come and join everyone else in that pigeon. So come forwards, right knee to right thumb, beautiful kneecap, 5 toes. Hands on either side, lift your chest and your heart, deep breath in. And we're going to send this right heel closer to the groin. So just tuck it in a little bit. And I want you just to transition your right hand towards the inside part. So if it was over here, it wants to come inside because you're going to take this back foot. You're going to catch it, top. Some of you might find that that's about as much give as you've got. So what I'd suggest you do here is push the foot away from you. Use it as a chest opener and a hip flexor stretch. Those of you who want to work your quads, you're going to catch it and you're going to pull it towards you. Or you could take a mermaid pose. So if you know how to get into that, it's elbow crease to top of toe, and maybe that's as far as you want to go, or you could bind. So bring the hand up, over, and fingertips to connect. Some of us love binds, some of us don't. Just remember to breathe through it. Most importantly, so muscles and fascia don't get locked up. You want to get the breath moving through. So if you took this pose, you want to slowly come out of it. So whichever one you're in, or even if you're in this pushback one, just gently let it go. Bring yourself back over the top, and let's take a breather here. So hands on either side of you to support you as you lower yourselves down. Maybe bring the elbows down to the floor as well, so you're a little bit more in like a sphinx pose, whatever works. This is just a nice gentle recovery. We're going to do a little variation. Kind of stay put. Or if you wish, you can now walk your arms across to the right diagonal. So you're going to integrate a little bit of a side stretch as well. So your body weight is shifting slightly, and you get the extra benefit of working from left little pinky towards left armpit, softening down. Of course, you could just be in standard pigeon and still getting some beautiful benefits there. You're going to slowly walk yourself around so we all meet up in the same place. Hands just underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in, lift your heart space, eye gaze looks forwards. Tuck the back toe, press the palms and step back to your dog. You might find that that right side feels a little different to your left side now, so you've got a couple of choices. You could just walk out the dog a couple of times here. Once you've done that, if you feel you just want to pop the knees down, go into child's pose. Or the flow if you want to work a little bit more actively. Come forward, shoulders to wrists, plank or supported plank, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, smooth toes, cobra or up dog. Fantastic, drop those shoulders for me. Exhale, soften down. We want to minimize tension where we don't need it. Tuck the toes and that wave-like impression. So it's one movement really from child's pose to down dog. Fantastic. So you know what to do. If you want to go straight to pigeon now, you're going to lift your left leg up, bend the knee and pop it towards left thumb. If you like that other option I showed you, right foot stays on the ground. Hook up the left foot over the top of your thigh. Flex the toe just a little bit and push back so you're in dog as well as right angle. So you're holding your body really strong and stable, at the same time getting this amazing hip opener. And when you're ready to come out of this, if you chose the advanced option or the more intermediate option, look forwards and come into regular pigeon. Help it through if you need to. Anyone that needs a little extra prop, you know you can always plant something now underneath that left hip or sit bone just for a moment or two, or have it ready for later. This foot's going to come in close. Left hand shifts over. Right arm moves over. Bend and pick up that top foot. Good. So you're either going to come in that position where it's pushed away, almost like a dancer's pose, or bring it in nice and close and just work with a little quad stretch. And if you wanted to go to the extreme of mermaid, big toe to elbow crease, and perhaps a bind may come. Beautiful breath work in to flow, out to receive and surrender. Good. Try to manage a smile at the same time. Releasing the breath, releasing the leg very gradually, all the way down to the floor. Sweep it up and over as we take just regular pigeon. So this would be an opportunity if you need something to stabilize your hips, balance them out before you come down. So maybe arms in front or like a sphinx pose, and chest now just folds forwards. If you'd like to take advantage of the modification of this, you're going to walk your arms across to the left diagonal very gradually, reaching back so you get this amazing stretch into the right side of the body. Deep breath in, deep breath out. When you feel ready to just come into the center again, regular pigeon. Just decompressing everything. This is a really good way to decongest any emotional build-up in your hip area, which sometimes is disguised as tightness, soreness, inner pain through the hips. Sometimes indications that we need to let go a little bit more in our life and in our bodies. So hands are going to help us come up underneath your shoulders. Inhale the breath, eye gaze rises. Plant the hands, tuck the toe, get ready for me to step back to down dog. Maybe a couple of walks out here just to lubricate that left side. So working quite dynamically. Maybe you need a little breather back into child's pose. And then for the rest of you, we're going to do one more set of the plank to the twisted thoracic spine rotation, which is shifting weight forwards to plank. Right hand to outer left leg, like we did before, looking underneath. So we're making the most of these twists through the spine, just a bit more active today in our approach. Come forwards to plank, inhale. Exhale, left hand to outer right leg, looking underneath right forearm. Brilliant. Come forwards to plank. Finish off the flow or push yourself back to child's pose. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back. And we're all going to take a breather in child's pose. So open up your knees, big toes touching. Chest is just subtly now pressing into the floor, utilizing this time and space. Maybe think back to your intention at the start of your class. Today, with a lot of the sequencing I've been doing, we've been aiming to work into all aspects of our body, sending energy and vitality into all parts of you. Doing it with the aspect of flow, which is what we all need more of in our lives. I'm sure you can all agree. Really accessing a lot of the time the back body, which houses actually our bladder meridian. And the bladder meridian is all about flow, letting go of anxiety or any fear. And also knowing when there's obstructions in your path, how you can move more seamlessly through those. And with the physicality of yoga, that's part of it. But we're opening up all these beautiful pathways through our breath work, through accessing these meridian systems. Drag your right hand back towards your right knee and just gently land, so you're getting a little bit more of a side body stretch like we did in our warm-up. Good, little variation to this one. We're going to rise up again with the right arm vertically to the sky. Good, we're going to take a shoulder stretch. So the right arm is going to sneak under as thread the needle. Left arm can come straight up and over into a bind. Releasing. So we've done quite a bit of shoulder work just in our high planks and our dogs. And I feel those little twists I taught you today. So a really nice way of letting go. Tension. Anything that's built up in that shoulder area. Arm sweeps up over the top, back to where it came from. And let's come on up again into that vertical push up. Right hand to the sky. And exhale back down. Child's pose. Drag left hand to left knee. Let your whole side body rest for a moment or two here. Inhale, left arm rises. All the way to the sky. Exhale, push it through. Thread the needle. Good. Right arm sweeps up and over to the small of your back. See if you can get a little cozier. Some of you got your bottoms right in the edge. You think you could put your bottoms down on towards your tail, like tailbone to heels. That's better. Feel way more comfortable now. Reaching that right arm back out in front. Good. Climbing high again. Lift on up. Good. Exhale back down. Hands. Now take your hands directly behind you. Forehead to earth. Take that awesome squeeze between the shoulder blades. So be pressing the hands together interlocked and reaching them up to the sky. Let's get ready to rise onto our knees. Inhale, like you want to let all the sunshine into your body, in through your solar plexus. Open the knees a little bit more. Park it back here. Good. Now inhale, the arms rise. Palms press. Exhale to small of back. Press back. So got all of these movements that have been threaded throughout your sequencing today. Right hand to right heel, left arm up to rooftop. And if you've got a little bit of something left in the tank, you want it to go, foot could come up, little quad stretch, with a little balance aspect to it. Nice to sometimes challenge. Let it go and take one more moment just to park it back. Good. Eye gaze stays lifted. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, spray those fingertips open. Allow more light and love into your body. Good. Pushing back, maybe hand to heel. Opposite arm comes up, so that's your right arm to rooftop. Nice. If you wanted to, pick up the foot, just an option. Foot could pull in, so if you want to get a bit more of a quad stretch. Eye gaze looks back up. But not to release it like a rubber band, just slowly with control. Take one more. Heel, eyes, or maybe your hands just at the small of your back, totally okay. Inhale to rise again. Knees become a little narrow as you bow one last time and just gently let go of everything in that small of your back. Some of you might want to pop your hands there to help you. Some of you might just want your hands beside you. So if you take the hands on the small of the back, it's like you're going to give yourself a little massage. Maybe a bit of self-care. I know as most of us, I think there's all ladies today, we all need a bit of self-care because in our general nature, the feminine essence, we're always giving, serving others. It's a natural part of our inner spirit, a natural part of who we are as women, collectively. Sometimes we've got to give ourselves a little bit back, fill up our own cup. Because if we don't fill our own cup, it's hard to fill others. Quietly make our way over onto our back. So you're just going to, not too quickly, just lift your head and just slide your feet out in front of you. Come and land your body all the way down onto the ground. Now if you feel that your lower back just needs one more stretch, of course you could bring your feet in hip width apart, and you could just take a nice little soft bridge before you come into your little Shavasana today. So palms maybe facing up, you might be supporting the lower back, just if you need it. And if you've come into this nice little bridge position, just make sure when you're coming back downstairs, just retrace the steps, pull the knees in towards you, and everyone can probably do this. Just a little gentle rock side to side, just nurturing your spine. As we start to wind ourselves down into meditation. So take a few moments to find the posture that works for you. So general Shavasana is where legs and arms are a little further away from the body, palms facing up, knuckles resting, eyelids closing out the light. As we come into that infinite space of darkness, that comfy space, that deeper level of consciousness where brain waves start to slow down. Some of us that are sitting in high beta, this is where we find anxiety levels, or just active thoughts. You don't even have to have anxiety, it's more just, what I mean by that is just anxious thoughts racing. We want to get you down in meditation to where maybe you can access lower beta, but primarily it'd be beautiful to get into the theta. And theta is where everything slows down in your world, where you can be in that space between conscious awareness that you're laying on the floor, but almost like you are slipping into a deeper state of consciousness where you can let go of your physical world, maybe even for a moment or two, not be driven by your outer senses, your five senses. They are definitely there for us to be able to interact with our physical environment, for the known and unknown stresses that we have in life, whatever they are to you. I can let you interpret that for yourselves, because we all have it, little stresses here and there. And I think most of us are working towards minimising our stress. And we do this through breath work and into slipping into states of consciousness where we can not step out of our outer world or check out. It's more about checking into your inner world. And part of that is being able to slow your brain down. In turn, we slow the heart down. And cause and effect is when we slow one down, we slow the other. And you're a powerful creator as you lay on that floor today, consciously aware of being in your body. But how light can you feel right now? Take a deep breath in. Like you have this beautiful cocoon around you, this energy bubble. You're safe and you're secure. To now breathe out, just to let go and surrender in that moment of peace and tranquility, of letting go of anything that could be distracting you or pulling you away, anything that exists in your outer world. Give yourself permission to just detach from it just for a little moment or two. You can go back to it later. Take a deeper breath in. Exhale completely and fully until your body feels at one with the mat beneath you, with the floor that supports you. With your conscious awareness now just on your breath. To start to float into nothingness, into space. This is the moment where we become more present. We let go of active, busy thoughts. We feel the vastness in and around us. Breath, space, clarity. Openness. And the essence of love. Love for self, love for one another, be it those that you know or even strangers that exist around you. You can still show others that essence of love. So find that little space today within yourself and open up to it. Let go of non-serving thoughts, beliefs, even judgments. Breathe out and just be. And when your mind starts to wander, as it does, as we're all human, try not to beat yourself up over that, or tell yourself through inner dialogue that you're not doing it right. Just appreciate where you're at today and bring yourself back to your breath. Something that you have access to at all times. That part of you that can calm you even in moments of chaos or stress. That peacefulness that washes over you when you learn to control and harness your breath. hands and then just release. Just really enjoying that space that you've created within yourself to be present. Drawing one leg in at a time, so drawing your heels to the bottom and your knees towards your chest. Just a little gradual process, just rocking gently side to side. As you start to warm your spine up, getting a bit of air flow back into your body, just allow the knees to gently rock over towards the right side. And as we've created this flow-on effect this morning, just in your most unhurried approach, just flow on up into an upright posture. And maybe you'd like to keep your eyes closed just for a little bit longer. We're going to start with just our hands resting either on tops of the knees, so palms can face down if you want to ground yourself. I've taught this a couple of times, so palms up is more in receiving mode. I'm going to take a couple of breaths, and just as we did this morning, if you want to have a look at this first one, it's a breath in, and I'm going to mirror you, so I'll come over towards my right side, as two will you. So come with me now, and just lean on over to the right. So now you know where we're going. Take a breath in, palms reach up at the top. Just keep your eyes closed and just allow your body to find the left. So this allows us to find that inner space. Do not be concerned with how we look. To take less of a distracted approach. We can come back to our outer world soon, but just make the most of this time. That beautiful infinite space of darkness beneath the eyes. Left hand to left side, lean across. We're going to go one more time each side. Inhale to the top. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the top. And sway to the left. Let's find equality again. Inhale to the top and stay. Lift up a little taller. And as we lower ourselves down, just brush the forehead for clarity of thought, to the lips for clear communication, and to the heart for self-love and acceptance. And in honour and gratitude of oneself and one another, we say together, namaste, and open your eyes. And welcome back, and well done. Another different little sequence, but you all did beautifully today. Good to see you all choosing different options as well. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you through the week. I'll see you on Thursday. And then I'll see you on Sunday. It's my week for Pretty Balance on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Thanks everyone. Enjoy your day.